Hey everybody, this is Mr. Roche. We are working with Alice, and I wanted to kind of walk you through something we could do in trying to get some functionality or understanding of some functionality with Alice. Basically, this is Alice. This is where it works. I want to get something going with you guys tonight. So your assignment is to get some characters moving. Back and forth might be actually hard, but let's get some characters spinning. That seems like a really good thing. So what I'm going to do is let's do something with some penguins. I'm going to pick snow. Pick whatever you want though, okay? Let's get like 5 characters going. So here comes some characters. Here comes some snow. And let Alice just sort of get set up. Okay, so I got my world right here, okay? Just like we saw like in the videos. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to toggle between the scene setup and the scene. It has to load up all the scene setup stuff for a second. But what's going on is I have this like little world right now where I have the world and I have like a camera. So this is the world. It's got a ground and it's got a camera. That's what I got so far. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some objects. You can go through these just straightforward, or you can browse by themes. And there's different themes here. So I'm going to browse by, there's one called snow. So I'm going to go for that. So here's my snow objects. And one thing I might want is a little penguin. So I'm going to pick a penguin. And I got 2 penguin choices here. Let me cancel that. And I'm going to probably pick an adult penguin. So I'm going to pull up my penguin. And this is the bounding box of the penguin. If I just drop her in there, this will be my penguin Pat. It's going to make me a penguin object. Okay. And there she is. I can move her around in the world. Okay, just by clicking on her. She rotates this way. Okay. There's some way to get to her. Like these things also, let me see. You can rotate her too, but let's not worry about that right now. You can tilt her, things like that. Okay. I can also size her just by setting like the attributes of her. I could also like color her if I wanted to. Like let's say I want to make her cyan. There she is. Okay, like we did. Okay, and then what I want to do is I want to add like maybe a couple more penguins. Like let's add these guys. Like there's Pat, there's Percy. Okay, Percy's like a little bit shorter, right? We can make him a little bit bigger. 0.8. Okay, and let's add one more penguin. Okay, and this is Polly. Okay, so I've got these objects here. Polly's short. Okay, but they're cool. All right, everybody's good. And I can color. It's got to be green, and Polly could be like pink. Okay, so I've got these 3 penguins. They seem pretty good. And then what I can do is I can sort of code them. That's what I wanted to try to do with this. See if you can get to do this. So what happens is if I click on them, see how Pat, this changes. These are my objects, Percy, Pat, and Polly. And I got these other things going on too, okay? So what I can do is, like, I'm going to simply try to make them like just rotate around, okay? So there's a command called turn. Okay, this is what I was doing in class. And I'm going to make this, so I clicked on Polly, and let's make her turn to the right. Yes. Let's make her turn to the right a small amount. Okay, and then you can add some things to it. Like I want this to happen actually fairly quickly. I'm going to pick like a number, 0.1. Say OK. And then we pick this sort of style to end gently. So what happens is if I run this, what happens is she like turns a little bit, right? Okay. And that's good. And then down at the bottom of the screen, let me pull this up a little bit. There are these are the things I can use to run run, you know, commands and things like that. So I'm going to pick this one called a while loop. I'll pull it up. And what I'm going to do is, whoopee, I sort of blew it. Okay, it wants to know a condition. So I want the while loop to run forever in this case and say while true is true. And what's going to happen is, if I run this now, see how Polly spins? Because she spun a little bit before, but this loop keeps kind of cranking through, okay? And what it'll do is it'll turn her like, you know, like a little quarter of a turn, and then quarter of a turn, and a quarter of a turn, and a quarter of a turn. And it works pretty well, okay? So if I could speed her up by either like having her move more or having the duration, okay? Now let me let's do something now for this is Pat. Okay, so I'm going to do the same kind of thing for Pat. I'm going to stick the command inside here. I want Pat to turn, I guess, right. But this time I want Pat to turn more. Okay. I'm going to have their duration be maybe the same. Like 0.1. And I'm going to do that animation style thing. Internet jelly. Okay. Now, if I run them, what happens is, look what they do. They kind of turn, like one turns and then the other one turns. Like they're turning, but they're not turning together, which is too bad. Okay. But I can fix that. Okay. So what I can do is I can do a thing called do together. So do you see this down here? There's a thing called do together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Polly statement, and I'm going to take the Pat statement, and I'm going to put them all inside a do together. So there's a while, and then they're going to do this together. And look what happens. Okay, looks good, it's doing what I want, and that's good, except that Percy isn't got it going on here. So what I want to do is I want to get Percy to do the same thing. Okay, but I want Percy to turn the other way, so I'll have him turn left. And I guess I'll have him turn like Polly. Okay, so I'll put the duration here like this, like 0.1, and I'll pick this sort of animation style like that, and we'll pop it in there, and then we got them going. Okay, so that looks good. Now let's see if we can get some music going with this. Okay. Okay, so that's good. And then what I'm going to do is, these are my objects, right? I got all these objects here. I got, this is the world, okay? There's apparently a ground, okay, which you get automatically. There's a camera, which we like. And then these are my 3 penguins, okay? I'm going to go to this, which is the object. And what comes with it is there's a thing called play audio. So I'm going to stick this up here, okay? Uppy. I didn't do it. It wanted me to import audio. So I'm going to stick this up here, like above this. So I'm going to try this. It says import audio. So I'm going to say OK. Okay. And the sound, there's a sound gallery that comes with this. So I'm going to pick background musics. I don't know. I could pick dance or party or epic. I don't know. I'm going to pick party. Okay. Okay, it's going to pop up. I think you can put whatever MP3 you want, though. So, and what's great too is it plays MP3s. So let's do, go for that. Okay, and so what I'm doing now is I got an audio. It's got party. It's ready to go. Let's see what happens. Okay, I don't know if you can hear it, but I got some music going. Okay, but the penguins aren't dancing. Okay, and that's the problem. All right. Can you solve the problem, basically? What do I need to do to get them to both run together? Oopsie. The thing I need, actually, is just to do a do together. So here we go. Okay, so I'm going to pull up another do together. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop the while in there. And I'm going to pop the sound in there. And they're going to do them together. And I think this will work. So I think for homework, what I want you to do is, make a really cool scene with at least 5 objects, make them do some cool stuff, and just get a scene working like this, okay? here's a structure for it, and there you go. Okay,